All right, YouTube family, what's good? What's the word? What's the deal? What's the tune? What's going on? It's your boy D Soon back with another video. All right, so look, I know it's been a little minute since I shot content, more so long, lengthy videos. Y'all know how I do, man. It's just sometimes I want to be able to provide solid content. I've mentioned this before in my early videos, but don't worry, I will have a lot of content for y'all very, very sooner than you think. Very, very soon. All right. So I figured let me give you guys a little quick story time. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope y'all can see me clear. Y'all can hear me. I'm outside right now. Just came from getting a little bit of food. But anyway, we'll get right to the video, right? So boom. Why when it comes to business, especially people of our own kind, when it's time to pay up, it's always an issue. So let me elaborate a little bit more. Y'all understand when I get more into just the story, right? So boom, all right. Now, for those that don't know, I do a little moving on the side as a side business, a side little hustle, right? Houston is it's a big city. It's a lot going on here. A lot of people are moving into the city. A lot of people are leaving. Well, I don't know if a lot of people are leaving, but a lot of people are moving into the city, right? So there's a very high demand when it comes to the moving industry, especially the moving business, right? So one of my mans, right? We're gonna call him W. W is one of my partners that I work with, right? To help move people and whatnot. So me and W been working for a little minute. He's a good worker. He's solid. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna fuck with bro. Like, let's work and let's get to the bread. Let's hustle and do what we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? So one day, it happened to be a Saturday at that too. W happened to be at this happened to be a lady at that too, right? Not that the gender plays a factor, but hear me out. So this older woman, she happened to relocate from Atlanta to Houston. Excuse me. My fault. She happened to relocate from Atlanta to Houston, and she's an entrepreneur. She's a businesswoman, right? But this doesn't take away from the whole story. So my man W happened to help her out move. He found somebody that needed help with moving. So W, being a W man, he called me early in the morning. He's like, yo bro, I'm at this lady's location. She has the U-Haul truck out. She needs help with unloading. She got 2 locations. She needs help unloading. So mind you, as I mentioned before, this woman, so she says, right? She happens to be an entrepreneur, businesswoman, all that, whatever. So she already has 2 cribs here in the city of Houston. So we happen to unload at her second property, right? Bear with me if y'all follow. So she needed help at her second location, at her second crib to unload, and she has a storefront that she's opening up in the town. So she had 2 separate locations she needed help with unloading. So W tells me like, yo, I need help. Yo, can you come through this, that, and the third? So I told W, I said, yo, I'm down. The only problem is I have no way of getting that at the moment, right? So the lady, she happened to be nice enough and cool enough. She's like, yo, I'll get him an Uber to get here as soon as possible, and then he can take an Uber back. I'll pay for the Uber. So I'm like, I bet. Now, mind you, it was a Saturday. I wasn't expecting any moves that day. It just happened to be a random phone call. He called me. So how me and W work is, if the price is right, we're going to do it, right? So we always ask people in advance, what do they have? How much stuff are they looking to move? Because I understand the moving business could get really tricky, especially when it comes to it could get real finicky and tricky, you know what I'm saying? So I understand. So we're really selective with who we pick when it comes to the clientele and who we want to help. Because sometimes with people, what they do, they'll tell you they have this amount of stuff and it's more than what they tell you, right? And you're getting paid hourly. So anyway, so I get there. We happen to unload all the stuff from the U-Haul truck. The U-Haul truck, I think, was like 26 inch. So here's the funny thing. She wanted us to drive the U-Haul truck to another location, which is one of her storefronts, to unload more stuff. That ain't no problem, right? So overall, the job was probably supposed to be like maybe a 3-hour job. It happened to be a 4-hour job, right? So look, hear me out. Now, what I normally do, I understand the way the economy is. Inflation is very high. So me and W, we try to do our best to give people deals, right? So it makes it even for the both of us, for us helping you and you helping us. So with that being said, and what I normally do too, before we start working, I'll ask them in advance, like, yo, do you happen to have more stuff you need help in the near future? So if y'all play the long game, she'll be an existing clientele. It's not just a one deal move and that's it. She might have more stuff what she did in the near future, and we could work and do business in the near future. So that's how it happened. So we happened to work for 3 hours. We did 3 hours. No. The job was 4 hours, but we got 3-hour pay, right? Which is not a problem. Because like I said, mentioned before, the next day she had more work for us to do. So we're already building a report, right? So fast forward. We keep in contact. I tell her, like, look, if you ever in need of help, just hit my line. Let me know in advance, because I'm a busy guy. All right, so let me know in advance, and I'll keep you posted, let you know if I'm available to help do your move or whatever you need done at your crib. So, it happened to be one day, she texted me, right? Now, this wasn't a move. This is more so assembly, putting tables, chairs, decks, whatever together. So she hits me on my jack. She texts me. She said, yo, I had such and such that just came in the mail. Can you come either today or tomorrow, right, to be able to, my fault for chewing. She hits me and asks me, can I come today or tomorrow to be able to help her whatever she needed. So I said, yo, that's no problem. You know what I'm saying? We hustling, we gotta do what we gotta do. W couldn't make it that day. So I was by myself. That's not a problem, right? I get to the crib. I ended up helping and getting the stuff done that she needs done. Now, me being me and the lady already have a report. So there shouldn't be any issues, right? But here's the problem. So I finished the job that she needed me to do, right? She's telling me she's gonna send me this amount of money, right? We agreed on how much she was gonna pay me after she told me a number. This is where people fuck up at. She pays me, but she doesn't pay me the full amount, right? So I'm asking her, like, okay, that's, matter of fact, let me not say trust, because trust is a very strong word, but the way she's been moving with me and bro, she's been pretty solid. I'll take her word for what she says, right? So she says she's gonna spend the rest of the money tomorrow. Now, mind you, you're a businesswoman, right? Me, myself being a businessman, myself an entrepreneur, I would think you have more than one form of payment to send money to, right? This woman happened to only use Apple Pay, which I think could be capped. I think it's bullshit, but you'll understand where I'm getting to. So I said that's not a problem. I finished that night. I get back to the crib. She told me she gonna send me the money tomorrow, right? So me being me, I'm not cool, whatever. The rest of the bread that she sent, she already sent like 1/3 of the bread she's gonna send the rest of the money the following day, right? So the following day hits. Maybe, like I said, I'm an early bird. I don't know if I mentioned that in the video, in the early video. I'm an early morning type of cat. I gotta get to it, right? So I said, I haven't heard from her since I woke up. It's early, it's like 7, 8 in the morning. I said, all right, cool. I'm gonna wait until it's like 9:30. Because she has texted me in the past around that time, early in the morning, right? So I said, I'll give her like 9:15, 9:10. I text her around that time. I'm like, look, I said, good morning. Any updates on the last payment you need to send? So this woman, it's already sensitive guilt because she sends me a mini paragraph on why she's not able to send the money, right? So her excuse prior to that morning, the last night, she said that she's already done sending money out. There's a limit on Apple Pay. So before I went back to the crib that night before, I checked. Apple Pay specifically says the limit is 0 to 10 to 20 grand a day. Now, y'all could comment down below if that's cap or not. But that's what she's telling me, right? So I'm like, all right, whatever. Now, if I wanted to be petty, I could have screenshot the information what Apple Pay says on how much is the limit. But anywho, I said that's fine. So I'm asking her, I'm like, yo, do you have any other form of payment? Do you have PayPal? Do you have Cash App? Do you have Venmo? Do you have Zelle? There's other form of payments. And me, as I said, as a businessman / entrepreneur, and her being an entrepreneur in her own right, I would assume you have more than one form of payment, especially when it comes to big time money, you know what I'm saying? So she's saying that she doesn't, she only uses Apple Pay. And as I mentioned before, she sent a mini paragraph, small paragraph. So that right there is letting me know you're already lying. So now mind you, I never mentioned it early in the video. Each time we helped her move or she needed any type of work, she'll have somebody else send us bread, me and W, bread, right, to us. So she was never sending money directly to me. She was sending money to, no, my fault. She was never sending money directly to me. She had somebody else send us bread. So that already letting me know something is a little fishy. But I'm not questioning it because all I care is about just getting paid and go about my business. So I'm not gonna go into details what the text message said. If I could get messy if I want to, but right now I'm on one phone right now. So we're gonna leave it at that. So in her words, I'm paraphrasing. She said that what she said? She said that if wouldn't you think I would have sent you something she said something along the lines like if she was able to send money, she would have sent the money, right? And she said there's a 24-hour grace period. So when she told me the night before that she was gonna send the rest of the money the following morning or the following day, when I text her, it wasn't 24 hours. You get what I'm saying? The 24 hours would have been that next day at 11 p.m. So what I'm saying is, after we had a quick text message, I'm not going back and forth with you, especially through text message, especially with a woman. I'm not arguing, I'm not going back and forth. And I'm not begging for money. Like, you want me to beg for my bread? I'm not begging you at all. So I said what I said, right? I think an hour later or 2 hours later, they finished sending the rest of the money. So right then and there, I already knew there was lies right there in between with what she was telling me and what she was saying, which is the same thing, my fault. So basically the moral of the story is, man, business is business, right? And sometimes, no matter how somebody comes across, you still want to be able to be consistent with the business model or the business principle. And again, me being me, I understand not everybody comes from a certain business of ethics. So then right there, the way she kind of broke down the text message, it's like you trying to play with me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not somebody to play with. Now, I never claimed to be the toughest nigga on planet, but when it comes, you don't play with people like that, especially when people are doing good for you. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying at the end of the day is that bridge is unfortunately burnt, because we were so comfortable, we were so respectful, so all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, when it comes to service, when it comes to business, it's all about relationships. Money comes and goes, but I think what stands the test of time when it comes to business is having relationships, especially solid relationships at that too. So it's just unfortunate that she couldn't keep it P when it was the time for her to keep it P. And that was that. So basically she lied. And mind you, I never mentioned this before too. Not that I care, because I don't really give a fuck. But she kept reiterating about how much shit that she got, this and that. So anybody else will probably feel away and take it offensive if she keeps not necessarily bragging, but gotta keep saying like, yo, she got this, she got that, she got that. Me being me, I don't really give a fuck, because I'm just here to do a job, provide great service, and we on our merry way, right? But if you gotta constantly keep telling us what you got going on and this and that, something just ain't adding up to your lifestyle. And it's all good, you get what I'm saying? We you know, people move and do what they do. But anywho, that's pretty much it of the story. The time when I felt like she was trying to play. I don't even know what I'm gonna title this. I'm gonna title this song. I'm gonna figure out once I'm on my way back to the crib. But look, the moral of the story is, whatever business you do with somebody, just make sure deposit whatever is sent, and regardless how valid you might think they are, they still gotta follow protocol to your business acumen or your business, how you handle your business. Because if not, they're gonna take your relationship for granted. And unfortunately, she don't know what I could do for her in the near future. The crazy part about this too is that since she was so nice enough with the Uber rides back and forth, I was gonna bless her with a gift. That's the type of nigga I am, because I treat people how I want to be treated. So I was gonna bless her with a nice gift. I'm not gonna reveal what type of gift, but she's a very, you know, I would say a little bougie type of female. So I was gonna bless her with a little gift. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna reveal what gift, but I was gonna bless her with a gift. But unfortunately, she burned that bridge, and that's that. So anyway, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I know it was a long video. I wanted to do this video for y'all. It's been a little minute with content. I'm in the process of moving, so that's the reason why I haven't really been too much with a long length video. I'm moving to a new spot. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't really been showing serious content, but hopefully this video does well. We'll see. But that's it. I don't want to hold this video up any longer. Make sure you guys comment, like, subscribe, tell your friend and tell a friend I'm out of here. Y'all be safe, all right? I'm out. Ooh.